Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Host Eddie Frederick.
Welcome to Caribbean Perspective. So glad you can join us. The story that dominates in today's edition for Wednesday, 4th June 2025, and brought to you in association with our friends at Antillean Group. PNM is on its way to having its first female political leader who was nominated unopposed. Details after this important message.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all, perils big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
The hurricane season is now upon us, so we as Caribbean people need to remember to think safety and be prepared. Avoid venturing outside during a storm or hurricane, especially if there are strong winds. Rooftops and other debris are often blown about and can cause great damage.
Welcome back. Monday was nomination day for the PNM's upcoming internal election, carded for June 22nd. Supporters and members of Parliament welcomed Ms. Beckles to Balizier House to file her nomination papers. TTT News has more.
Opposition leader Penelope Beckles is looking forward to being the next political leader of the People's National Movement. Monday was nomination day for the PNM's upcoming internal elections, carded for June 22nd. Supporters and members of Parliament welcomed Mrs. Beckles to Balizier House to file her nomination papers. It is the second time in 11 years that she is seeking to lead the People's National Movement. The opposition leader, who has been meeting constituents throughout Trinidad, said after having lost the election, the party has been told their failure to listen and meet and engage constituents was a major factor.
So it's not I'm not engaging. I mean, I have been to San Fernando East, San Fernando West, I've been to Point Fortin, I've been to Lubery, I've been to Moruga, I've been to Cuba North, I've met with several of the central constituencies. The Parliament has only met once. Today, I officially started the leader of the opposition office. It has been handed over by the Parliament.
Government Minister Dr. Amory Brown is vying for vice chairman. Although he's been a member of the PNM for the past 30 years, it is the first time he's seeking a position on the party's executive.
I believe I've certainly listened to the voice of the people that have been calling for a different disposition from the People's National Movement. There's some things we've always been good at, and there's some things that we have to work at, and that really has been expressed by Ms. Beckles, and really has inspired me to step forward now.
The PNM subsequently advised that Ms. Beckles was nominated unopposed for the position of political leader. Former PNM chairman Stuart Young, in a Facebook post on Monday, said upon reflection, he decided that it is not in the best interest of the party for him to seek a post in the new executive.
Caribbean Women in Leadership Organization honored Bahamian dames for their contribution to society.
The Caribbean Women in Leadership Organization honoring 8 Bahamian women, all dames, for their outstanding contributions to the nation. The honorees include Governor General, Her Excellency the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt, former Governors General Dame Marguerite Pinling and Dame Ivy Dumont, former Court of Appeal Presidents Dame Anita Allen and Dame Joan Sawyer, and former parliamentarians Dame Janet Bostrick, the late Dame Albertha Isaacs, and the late Dame Doris Johnson. The nonpartisan Caribbean Women in Leadership Organization, dedicated to nation building, research, transformational leadership, and increasing women's political participation, is Civil's Bahamas Chapter Chairman Charlene Paul.
We recognize that laws govern society, and there must be change in culture and our way of thinking So it must be embedded in our laws that are there to govern and protect us.
Also on hand for the occasion, former Prime Ministers the Right Honourable Hubert Alexander Ingham and the Right Honourable Perry Gladstone Christie.
I want to thank you and this organization for the part you are playing in this regard and urge you to use your massive power to cause men in this society to accept reality that you are equal to men. And you have all the power, you have more votes than men.
The country would be better run and best run if women are involved at the highest level.
General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, the PPP, and Vice President of Guyana, Bharat Jagdeo, is dismissing businessman Azharuddin Mohammed's entry into politics, describing the move as delusional and politically irrelevant. Tiana Cole of HGP Nightly News reports.
General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party and Vice President Bharat Jagdeo made it clear at his weekly press conference on Thursday that the PPP is not concerned about Azharuddin Mohammed entering politics. He described the businessman and his family in this way.
This is a criminal cabal, and you can see the association.
Mohammed, his father, and their businesses were sanctioned by the U.S. government last year over allegations of gold under-declaration and tax evasion. Azharuddin Mohammed recently announced his intention to run in upcoming general elections. Jagdeo dismissed him as delusional and said he should seek medical help.
They have some website, and the people said they show him or the same fake profiles voting on the website all the time, and they showed he's leading. But that is done by people who are sympathetic to him, and obviously some may even be duping him.
The vice president claimed Mohammed is playing the victim to garner public sympathy. He suggested Mohammed believes that by entering politics, the U.S. might treat him more leniently.
How is that persecution? This is a criminal act. A fake invoice is a criminal act by our laws, unless we must change the laws to suit the Mohammeds. And it started a long while back. It didn't start now that he announced.
Jagdeo emphasized that the PPP's support base remains solid and that Mohammed poses no political threat.
See any evidence across this country that the PPP is afraid of the Mohammeds electorally? Where you see a mass exodus from the PPP to him. In fact, people are moving in droves to the PPP now. You think they would endorse a party that they believe would lose the elections and all of that? They have great confidence in where we're going.
On Thursday, Azharuddin Mohammed was charged in the local courts with 2 counts of tax evasion. He appeared before Acting Chief Magistrate Faith Megasti at the Georgetown Magistrates Court and was granted bail in the sum of $500,000 and is expected to return to court on June 26. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick,
in association with our friends at
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
With the start of the Atlantic hurricane season, Minister of Local Government Desmond McKenzie has urged national preparedness and unity. Citing predictions for an active season, Minister McKenzie has called on all Jamaicans to take early precautions and support public awareness efforts. CVM's Curlin Brown reports that even in a state of readiness, the call for collective responsibility remains strong.
Madam Speaker, I want to use this opportunity to say to the House and to the country that it is anticipated that the upcoming hurricane season is going to be one of the most active hurricane seasons that we have experienced.
With such pertinent information, Minister Desmond McKenzie has called for cohesiveness ahead of the Prime Minister, who will officially launch the season and address the nation next week.
When we talk negative and we are critical about sensitive services that are offered by government, people become confused because they don't understand why we are saying this and somebody else is saying that. Madam Speaker, the question of disaster must never encounter political roadblock in this country, and I call for national unity.
He points to specific directives for MPs and councillors as part of the state of readiness.
The municipal corporations have been advised that for the month of May and June, their PRF allocations should be used for drain cleaning mitigation across the country.
The minister was making his contribution to the 2025 sectoral debate in Parliament on Wednesday. Curlin Brown, CVM News.
Health officials are urging individuals to remain vigilant and take precautionary measures amid thick concentrations of Saharan dust. Individuals with pre-existing respiratory and vulnerable groups are especially advised to limit time spent outdoors and wear face coverings. Gina Felipe of HTS News Force reports out of St. Lucia.
Thick plumes of Saharan dust continue to blanket the island, prompting officials to issue an advisory. Health officials say the dryness from the dust often leads to a spike in respiratory cases. Nasal and eye irritations and allergy flare-ups are among the common symptoms associated with the increase in dust haze.
The Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs notes the weather report from the St. Lucia Meteorology Services dated 27th May 2025 in relation to the plume of Saharan dust. Saharan dust creates hazy, dry air conditions, resulting in difficulty to breathe for those with asthma or other respiratory illnesses and allergies. Some of the effects of Saharan dust includes, but is not limited to, dry eyes, watery eyes, nasal irritation, sneezing, dry mouth, mild cough, throat discomfort, and flare-up of allergies due to additional irritants in the air.
Individuals suffering from pre-existing respiratory conditions are implored to take the necessary steps to prevent further complications. Officials recommend that residents limit time spent outside and wear face coverings to mitigate or avoid worsening conditions.
The Ministry of Health advises persons with asthma, sinusitis, allergies, COPD, and other respiratory conditions to be vigilant for the signs and symptoms of flare-ups and to seek medical attention at the nearest wellness center or medical clinic if respiratory symptoms or difficulty breathing is experienced. The public is advised to limit outdoor activities and to ensure properly fitted face masks are used when outdoor. Further updates will be provided as new information becomes available.
A dust plume worsens air quality and raises particulate levels, which can be hazardous, especially for vulnerable groups like children, older adults, and those with lung conditions. Individuals are advised to seek medical treatment at the first signs of difficulty with breathing. Gina Felipe, HTS News Force.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean.
In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.